दोस्तों नमस्कार, स्टार इंडिया रेडियो में आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। दोस्तों मशरूम एक ऐसी सब्ज़ी इसमें कि हाई लेवल का प्रोटीन होता है। बहुत सारे घरों में बहुत लोग इसे चाव से खाते हैं और क्योंकि ऐसा माना जाता है कि इसमें कार्बोहाइड्रेट और प्रोटीन काफ़ी मात्रा में होती है और ये हमेशा मिलता है। 12 मंथ जो होते हैं 1 ईयर में, ये 12 मंथ भी मिल सकता है और आप इसे खा सकते हैं बड़े चाव से। बहुत सारे परिवारों में ये बहुत चाव से खाया जाता है। लेकिन ऐसा पहली बार हुआ है इंडिया में कि इंडियन मशरूम समिट का आयोजन किया गया हो, जो कि दिल्ली में पटेल चेस्ट सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल चेस्ट इंस्टीट्यूट यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ दिल्ली नॉर्थ कैंपस में आयोजित किया गया है। इसमें कई सारे गणमान्य लोग जो कि इस फील्ड में, मशरूम के फील्ड में बहुत सालों से अपना बिज़नेस कर रहे हैं, उसमें उन्होंने अपना बहुत बड़ा मकाम हासिल किया है और ये यहाँ पे आए हुए हैं समिट में। एग्जीबिटर भी आए हुए हैं, बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं यहाँ पे। आइए दिखाते हैं आपको, अभी अंदर ले चलते हैं, वहाँ पे समिट हो रहा है, वहाँ भी ले चलते हैं और कन्वेंशन सेंटर भी है और देखते हैं यहाँ पर क्या कुछ अंदर चल रहा है। उसके बाद हम वन टू वन बाइट करेंगे लोगों के साथ और जानेंगे कि उनके विचार कैसे रहे इस।
Arvind Dikshit.
Arvind ji, this podium is being supplied by Arvind ji.
Thank you. Thank you, Anurag ji, for acknowledging me. But my idea was, since mushroom automation is one excited subject which I took up once I get associated with Anurag ji. I was not knowing that there is such potential about automation in mushroom. But when I got in touch with him, I found this is a really booming place. And when I did 2 farms, which I did automation, I found there's a lot of knowledge which if is imparted to real automation guys, we can form a model which will be more intelligent by itself. Like what kind of CO2 sensors you have to use, what kind of temperature variation you have to use. I mean to say, if suppose we have a some standardization, then those standardizations can be converted into automation. And once it is converted into automation, then the production of mushroom will be of high quality and will be without any skilled labor. So you're going to be away from the skilled labor. Every time you have to train your person and then the person moves away and then you're back to your system. So my submission to all the people who have got associated here, if we form such a platform where such information can be get together, which will help automation companies to form a generic platform. Okay, if you do this, you are going to get this out. If you do this, you are going to get this out. I'm sure this will definitely go in a big way. So this is what is my submission. Because I feel all of you who are into this who are into mushroom business, there are people who are with 20 years of experience, there are people who want to be into the business. So the people with 20 years of experience have got different experience, but the new generation, if they go by the technology, this will be very, very beneficial for the whole mushroom society. This is what is my submission. And in case any idea comes to you, I will come forward with whatever set of my knowledge, and I will be happy to come forward and do this kind of experimentation. So all those scientists, researchers who have got any such idea where they are looking for such a system integration partner, maybe I can be willing to come forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And let me say that here, this gentleman is sitting from automation, Fancom. So it's better that you try to collaborate with him if he is willing. Because developing everything on our own why not start from what has already been developed?
Of course, of course.
And fine tune it to the Indian circumstances. One problem is there with the overseas uh, helpers in the mushroom industry is they are attuned to the colder climates, mostly Europe and US. But here we have to develop the local resources based on our agroclimatic conditions, plus what resources are available here. Like we have paddy straw, which is a menace right now. We have mustard straw. We don't have hay grass, which has very high nitrogen. So we need to develop the things over here to our local circumstances. So that's a very good idea, and I think that's where the collaboration is required all over the world and not just specific to India or Europe or America.
One last line before I end up, and I know I'm disturbing the schedule. India is a growing economy. We are huge. The country from Kerala, from Tamil Nadu, is huge. Everywhere there's a huge population. And that is what the time when foreign companies who are big in technology, if they collaborate with Indian partners, the size of the business which they expect to be in Europe or in Asia or US, India alone can contribute much bigger economy as compared to the rest of the nations.
We all know it.
That is what is my...
You don't have to educate them on that.
So
They
that-
know.
so that
What
is-
I stated is that our middle class is more than the yet to emerge in mushrooms. Taking the example of China, 50%. We are not even 2%. We are not even 1% of mushroom in the whole world. So the whole field is open.
So we need to balance the background as well as the
Absolutely.
automation aspect.
Totally.
Thank you, sir.
Any more
Low
questions?
cost is a welcome step in our own inherent conditions. But as far as I know that if you have to moderate your technologies and come up to the expected lines, both in respect of production and productivity, then we have to forego this concept of low cost technologies. Because in the modern world, the technologies are to be paid for the prices which they have developed and all that. So we should not compromise. We should have this idea in mind that we have to be on the cost effectiveness of the mushroom growing for each and every aspect of the mushrooms. But we have to see that we cannot compromise on the quality and the production. That's how we can take it forward.
As we know, mushroom has so much potentials, but the whole India, the common people, they don't know about it. And how can we spread the information? Like, how do we explain that mushroom actually holds so much so that we can increase the production of it?
That's a very good question, and that's the main thing. In India, we need to propagate what is good about mushroom. Not only good, how better tasting it is, or what are the benefits. So here is the role I am going to write to the government of India to make something like the mushroom board of India, like egg board of India, so that mushroom is propagated to every household, what it is, and then it should not be production-led demand, but demand-led production.
And there should be like a proper advertisement from all the college people, all students, and everybody who is aware of the potential of mushroom. We all should do some advertisement for it, to awareness for mushrooms.
Absolutely. I think government has to chip in here. As a company, we did a lot around 20 years back. We spent $1 million at that time on radio and newspapers and all that. That was the era of newspapers. But but the government can do better than the private enterprises. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Manmohan Naik, for his elaborate talks on the mushrooms. His visionary things in the field of mushrooms has in the forefront of development in agriculture, especially in mushrooms. And he is very enthusiastic about the further increasing this byproducts of the mushroom by way of this scaling of different items from mushroom mycelium and all that. Thank you very much, sir. Our next speaker will be Mr. Stuart Whitehall. He is from United Kingdom, and as we know that the production and productivity has to be counter-effective, and there are ways and means to increase the production, and one of the
subject today I'm going to talk about is supplementation, how it can be used to help to increase your yield, quality, profit. Which is very commonly used throughout the world. Also, it is, although it's primarily used in phase 3 situations all over the world, it is also very effective in phase 2 as well, which is why I want to talk about it today. Very good example of a market which does use this is the USA. And they use it because they have low nitrogen composts. They gain significant benefits from this. So compost supplements, they're all based on feedstuffs as a base. And all these different feedstuffs, they all have different characteristics. They all have different protein levels. They all have different carbohydrate levels. Lipids, which are fats, cellulose and hemicellulose, as well as minerals. So what we're able to do is to actually blend these different ingredients together to get a combination of what we want, or more specifically, what the mushroom needs. There were many materials tested in the early days, and there were a lot of challenges, particularly with heating, because when we add these products to compost, they generate heat, and also they can also encourage pest molds. As well as feeding the mycelium, which is a mold, it can also feed other molds as well. And of course, the biggest challenges were when we add it at spawning time. So if compost, for example, is not very well made, has some issues, or some issues with pasteurization, it can be found that the supplement not only feeds the mushroom mycelium, but also the molds that are present because of non-uniform compost. The supplement needs to be mixed very evenly with the compost, much better than, say, for example, the spawn. Also, it's important to delay the release of the supplement food source so it comes in when the mushrooms are actually growing and they actually need that food source. And of course, that is different between phase 3 and phase 2. So in your phase 2 situation, if we apply it this morning, we need the effect to come in some 4 or 5 weeks later.
Good afternoon, friends.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Recently I was in Dutch mushroom days. हम लोग सब जानते हैं कि डच फार्म्स में क्रॉप्स ज़्यादा आती हैं, हमारे यहाँ कम आती हैं. आप लोगों को पता है इसका कारण क्या है? Can anyone tell? किसी को नहीं पता? You want to know how you can increase your yields? कितने लोग जानना चाहते हैं? I will tell you, all the Dutch people do an exercise in their farms to increase the yield. You want to know that exercise? आप लोग जानना चाहते हो?
Yes.
Please get up. All of you, please get up.
We want to know. आगे.
Okay. Now raise a hand. Other hand also. Join them like this and raise your. Okay. 3 times. Okay. So, if you do this, you will be active and you can work smartly to increase the yields.
mantra of the day.
Now thankful to Mr. Daniel and Agro Projects for sponsoring the lunch we just had. And I know the lunch was very tasty and people have eaten a lot. And they must be feeling little sleepy. So the exercise was for that. You should be able to hear me attentively. मुझे लग रहा था अगर लोग नहीं उठे तो आई विल प्ले द नेशनल एंथम, फिर तो उठना पड़ेगा. So we were prepared for that. Usually in conferences, sir, the food is very heavy. So the sessions after the food needs to be very high energy, so that it doesn't allow people to sleep. So कौन कौन ये एक्सरसाइज करने वाला है in their mushroom farms? Arun sir. It is mandatory for all the workers. They must do it at least 5 times in a day.
अनुराग जी, हमारा फॉर्म बहुत बड़ा है, and in one day I normally do 12 to 13,000 steps, which is equivalent to 9 to 10 kilometers.
Oh, great. No, even I know, sir, you are very active. But the workers, they should not fall asleep. सागर जी, आपको भी करनी है ये एक्सरसाइज. Not you, but your team. हमारी ये स्लाइड थोड़ा टाइम ले रही है, बट नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम. I would like to share the experience and the journey for organizing India Mushroom Summit. It was actually my wish after 2014 when DMR Dr. Manjeet Singh organized this conference at NAS complex. I was there, I attended the whole seminar, the whole conference, and I was very much impressed, and I always thought that this should happen every year. But unfortunately, no one took the initiative of organizing that. After 2014, this is the next event we are doing on mushrooms. And mushroom as such, Manmohan sir is here. He has a very big farm. Monica ma'am is here. Dr. Prasad is here. So many people are there, and they know the industry is very big, provided it is organized and it goes in a systematic manner. The systems, the processes, the keys with which we can improve our productivity are still lacking. हम लोग एक जैसे लाला जी की दुकान होती है, ऐसे एक मशरूम फार्म शुरू करते हैं, which is not the right way, and I understood this after visiting Dutch mushroom days. अभी एक मेरे पास सर थे यहाँ पर, मुझे लंच में मिले थे. He has a farm on Delhi हरियाणा border, कुंडली में. सर आप हो इधर? He told me that for मैंने एक एक कील अपने सामने खड़े होकर लगवाई है अपने फार्म में. He was proud to tell me that, but this is not a matter to be proud of. If we go to organized companies, they will set up everything for you and you can easily run that project. हमारे साथ क्या होता है, हम एक जगह कील ठुकवाते हैं, फिर लगता है ओह ये तो गलत हो गई, so हम उसे निकाल देते हैं. Then we एक जगह और करते हैं, फिर कुछ करते हैं, so that takes a lot of time, energy and money. हमने एक सेशन मॉर्निंग में किया था फॉर कंसल्टेंट्स. Consultants actually are the backbone of our system. Yes, I would say कि हमारे consultants भी बहुत strong नहीं हैं technically, but yes, my suggestion is we must follow a consultant. हम अपने आप कभी भी मशरूम फार्म लगाने की कोशिश ना करें. Maybe you can hire companies like Agro Projects, or maybe you can hire an Indian consultant. But a consultant, a guru is a must for a mushroom farm. Never go for a mushroom farm without a consultant. It is very difficult, very difficult. I even know a farm for last almost 20 years. They were struggling 20 years back. They are in Odisha and still they are struggling to make it a success. Because the owner was a highly educated person and he followed Google to set up his farm. He did not have a consultant, sir. And this is not the right way. Actually, this is not the right way. We pay a lot of money to lawyers, to doctors, but we don't pay money to consultants of mushroom farms, which is not the correct way of doing it. Yes, sir? You should agree to my point. And अल्टीमेटली क्या होता है, वो फार्म्स बंद हो जाते हैं, चल नहीं पाते हैं, एंड द इंडस्ट्री गेट्स डिफेम्ड. मशरूम उगाना ठीक काम नहीं, मत जाओ. जिनों के फार्म बंद हुए होंगे ना, वो सब यही कहते हैं इंडस्ट्री इज नॉट गुड, यू शुड वाइंड अप. सो लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, माय नेम इज अनुराग सक्सेना एंड आई एम रिप्रेजेंटिंग मिल्की वे. अब धंधे की बात करते हैं. So, Milky Way was started in my college days, long back, and it was conceived in a classroom, not the classroom, in the union room of our college, way back in 1989, and from there we thought that we should get into the field of mushrooms. And in 1990 I took a small training from IRI Pusa to start this business. We all know what is spawn. Spawn के बारे में किसे नहीं पता? कोई है ऐसा? Oh, we have educated audience. सबको पता है स्पॉन क्या होता है? अभी मैं खड़ा करके किसी को पूछ लूंगा, फिर उससे सजा भी मिलेगी. So good, everyone knows about it. So my journey was started with this autoclave. We used to make 5 kg or 6 kg of spawn in a day, or in 2-3 cycles 10-12 kgs. Now these are the autoclaves we are using, and these are some of the very big vessels available in India. Mushroom, I am trying to be very brief. Mushroom spawn has a lot of varieties. Many people, many companies have a lot of varieties. All the varieties are good provided it suits your conditions and your environment. As Sir said, Manmohan Sir said, most of the foreign companies have developed their strains which are suitable to their climate, because India still is way behind most of the European countries. And we are lacking in R&D also, especially in breeding. We have not done so many developments in spawn. For the first time in India, Milky Way has introduced a variety called cheetah. This is our contribution to the spawn industry. We call it cheetah because it is a very fast spawn. It completes your spawn run cycle very quickly, and it is reliable because Milky Way is making it. and it gives good, strong mushrooms. I am sure some of the people must have tried it, but this is one of the contributions to the spawn industry from Milky Way. That is all I wanted to say about India Mushroom Summit. I have already discussed that why we are here and why this initiative was started, and I will make sure that this keeps on going. I am thankful to all these people who supported us in managing and organizing this event, especially to Setwise and Agro Projects. Sir, thank you very much. Now, the next event which is coming up is India Mushroom Days. This is on 4th, 5th and 6th of October 2024. I would request that all of you be part of that. I would openly announce and affirm Sagar sir ने मुझे आज sponsorship बोली है. I will support you. सर मैंने अब सबको बोल दिया देना पड़ेगा. Anyway, thank you very much. My message to the mushroom industry is success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. So, जितनी भी समस्याएं आए, आपको रुकना नहीं है. You have to keep walking. Okay? Keep walking. I wanted to say keep working. Thank you very much. That is all from my side.
Thank you, Mr. Anurag Saxena, for his valuable sharing of the insights of the agriculture industry, especially the mushrooms, how the grapes can be taken on an upward trend, and how dedicatedly and passionately his working has resulted into the present day scenario of the Milky Way technologies. He has been very instrumental, not only providing this spawn to the farmers, but the way he has conceived the logistic support, the packaging, and the post-farm delivery, this farm management technologies by way of helping the growers to have a very sustainable, equitable yield. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now, in the next category, as we talk about the mushroom farming, there are two types of things which have to be taken into consideration. First is the innovation. We have to keep up pace with the innovative things, cost effectiveness and sustainability. So, in this category, mushroom farms, one of the prime things what we talk about in mushrooms is that our environmental control is our yield control. So that's a belief in foreign countries where they are harvesting 35 to 40% of the biological efficiency, and in India we are still at 20% biological efficiency, and there's a lot of scope to understand and to execute the things in a way to enhance our production and productivity. And for mushroom industry, spawn, raw materials, and then even environmental control or the connecting infrastructure and plant and machinery is very important. At a given time,
information already before, even yesterday, about data, about the volumes we produce. Let's maybe make this, show these figures once again. Poland, as a country of 38 million population, is producing 350,000 tons white button mushroom a year. It's quite a lot. 70% of that is coming for export. Therefore, Polish mushroom must be really of the very high quality. Must compete with mushrooms harvested in different countries like Germany, France, UK, or many others. There's mostly the fresh market. Of course, there's the big part going for canning or other processing, but most of the mushrooms are really fresh. They are delivered far, far away. The most further point I could see, it was even in Kazakhstan, fresh markets, 6,000 kilometers. They were delivered. Therefore, the Polish market is very competitive. There is plenty of producers, mostly the bigger the bigger producers are getting bigger, the smaller are getting slowly out of the market. The price level of the mushroom farm, which the farmer can get for the mushroom, is very close to yours. It's about $2 per kilogram. But at the end of the day, everybody's only thinking about scale, volumes, technology, quality, and fully automation. I fully understand the discussion and I also speak about it with people visiting our booth just down below, that India has different raw materials. You cannot have copy-paste of the solution. You have different labor costs. Therefore, not everything can be simply taken. That doesn't make sense. I want to show you our equipment, but I fully understand that during the discussion, many things can be done locally, maybe different way. But at the end of the day, the financial efficiency is the most important issue of the projects. And if we in Poland can be efficient, develop the market, having $2 per kilo, and you have also the same, it means there is a big space for automation and for doing the things better. It's only the first impression. I'm not the expert. I'm here the 5th day. That's too short to say. If you do not agree, please do not agree. I will think it over. But anyhow, let's go to this presentation. Just show you. We are going to show you some of our projects, just only to inspire you. How does it look like now currently in Europe, but not only in Europe. And I just only wanted to introduce from which market we are going. 350 tons, 50,000 tons, 38 million population, consumption like 2 kilo per capita, rest is really given for the export. Market is tough, prices are low, break-even point, what the farmers are telling me is 28 kilos per square meter. Below, they are in the red figures. It is something like 30% of the compost, weight. Therefore, you must understand that it's really tough. Okay, let's start about the company itself. I will go through the company, about the projects, shortly about the equipment, and at the end the machines for the mushroom farms. I will go very quickly because I think it's just only impression. Of course, we do not have time to discuss it. I think it's not even the needed thing in this agenda. Actually, the Agro is a group of more or less 2 companies. We have some small companies as well, but anyhow, it's the Agro project and company Magic. Why I pointed this out? Because Magic, starting from the right side, is a company with 26 years of experience with ventilation, air handling, and also from the very beginning in the mushroom industry. But we do also other projects, cold storages, meat factories, everything. Agro project is in Poland the general contractor. We build different kind of projects, not only mushroom farms, again, logistics centers, cold storages. But mushroom is really our focus in our workshop, therefore it's much easier to change. Very often we make such changes. We adjust our products just simply to local needs. We make it simpler or more complicated, we make it wider, smaller. That's everything what we can do. We also make a lot of supervising during this process of the building. We do not force our customers to buy the full project like Turkey. We understand that in here everything can be cheaper. That's steel foreding, sandwich farms, especially after this containers transportation. Therefore, we really want to focus and help you with this, what is the core for the mushroom farm. It means for the climate, proper conditions when the mushrooms can grow, and the proper technology for that. We, as I said before, we produce all the shelving, picking trolleys, gates, doors, watering system, air handling units, everything in the house, and that's very important. We are not afraid to send our people very far for assembly, not only supervising, because some parts is very important, but also the quality of the assembly is very important. And we have also the grower inside of our team who can go and also help with startup of the farm, train the staff. Very often even experienced growers, which they open the very big farm, very big facility, they need to have a support, external support, just to train the staff because there are hundreds of new pickers are coming and only part of them stay in the farm.
To have the required temperatures will suffice, but that is not the situation. Along with the temperature, we have another two parameters which are to be taken into consideration in accordance with the temperature management at different levels of the mushroom growing. Now, along with the temperature, we have the relative humidity or the moisture content inside the growing rooms at different levels, and then we have the CO2 concentration or the fresh air movement in the growing rooms. This air conditioning is of a unique, what we call HVAC, heating, ventilation, air conditioning, where we have to take the fresh air at certain levels of the growth to compensate that fresh air, what are the ambient temperatures, and how your AC is functioning. Your temperature fluctuations can directly or indirectly have what impacts on your relative humidity and CO2 concentration at different levels, and ultimately they are the working factors which are in favor of your successful mushroom cultivation. So in this context, Mr. Vallabh Patel from FANCOM will be talking about the computerized controls of a mushroom growing system, PLC based systems, which have a coordination of signaling each and every parameter in accordance to have a very conditioned air as per the desired results. Mr. Vallabh Patel, please sir.
Thank you for the kind introduction. As mentioned, my name is Bart Aerts. Does the mic work? It's not working. Hello? Hello?
It's not working.
Okay, thank you for the nice introduction. My name is Bart Aerts. I'm responsible within FANCOM for sales and also partly for product management. And at first I want to say thank you to Anurag for his initiative for the first Indian Mushroom Summit. Thank you for Anurag and all the volunteers and everyone who contribute to this very nice conference. So India is moving to mushrooms. I want to take you with you moving from compost to mushrooms. So FANCOM is a company settled in the Netherlands. And we are active in 3 sectors. Of course, mushrooms, but besides as well in the poultry and pig sector. Our ambition, together with you, is to feed the growing population in the world. The beginning of this year, India passed the population of China and has the highest population in the world. So that needs a kind of intensification and professionalization of the production. And of course, we want to do that on a food safety way, sustainable, efficiency, and it may not affect the environment. So also the pollution what is going on over here, we want to reduce energy consumption and do it as sustainable as possible. FANCOM is settled in the Netherlands
by way of fan speeds and the positioning of ducts and the air currents, so that desirable climate of positive situations, both in terms of macroclimate and microclimate. There are 2 climates inside a growing room. One is the macroclimate, the overall climate, and then one is the microclimate, which is between the one growing bag, which is very important for the pins to develop and for the healthy growth of the mushrooms, and how this system can achieve us the desirable levels of both the climatic conditions and also the ease of working from the Android apps from our home to see the data, assess the data, or even change the minimum and maximum levels of your requirements. And this gives a feedback data also for your assessment and for later sharing also. Thank you very much, sir. Now the session is open for the discussions, question and answer session. Questions are welcome. Okay, please. There's one at the last row.
Thank you very much for the sessions. My name is Mario. My question, I'll begin from the metric that came from Poland, that you have around 40 million people in Poland. Well, if you only account for the farmers in India alone, we are around 70 million or more, just the farmers. The rest of the people are not counted still. So my point there is that from the technology that you showed us, it is wonderful, it is a reliable technology. When I'm planning for a farm with high investment, a farm which is supposed to yield me continuously for 10 years, it's the right way to go. But the solution that we are looking probably for in our market, likely how Mr. Manmohan Singh said, is that we should approach the government or the board. But I want to bring the conversation to the technology part, where instead of having really large scale farming, our farmers, if they need a more PLC, simple based control, like how Mr. Vijay sir said, if we need a more PLC based simple control that can be done for addressing the local demand than addressing like a more large scale demand, what would be the panel's insight onto how that can be implemented, or how that should be looked at, rather than looking at just big tech? Can we also look at small to medium tech, where I'm not looking at a grow room that does not grow more than 500 kgs a week, let's say?
Okay. As I understood that you are just targeting the small farmers in India under their own conditions, and already certain people from IITians have developed certain versions of the software and hardware which is compatible with one growing room or four growing rooms, and that is already under the final trials of its application, and soon you will come up with a version like that which will suit your requirements and also give a control over the conditions of environmental control and other things in future also. I am very sure that many people are working on this issue, and soon we'll have a system in place. Any more questions? Okay, with a very scintillating session, and I'm very pleased. Yes, please. Please, sir.
About the session conference as a whole. If you give me an opportunity, can I come over and discuss it?
Yes, yes, please. Sure. Yes, please, you may come.
I have a few points to make.
First of all, I would like to introduce you.
No, you don't have to introduce me.
No, I want to, sir. Sir is my mycology teacher. He taught me mycology in my college. So he's the man behind pushing me into mushrooms.
Okay.
Cheers.
Thank you. So, dear Bart, Daniel, Vijay, Anurag, Manmohan and Stuart, it was great attending your session. It was a brilliant session, one of the best sessions I've heard. And all my esteemed delegates, Dr. Rekha, who's the champion of all this, Dr. Payal, I didn't see her here, all the esteemed guest faculties and delegates. I'm overwhelmed by the whole conference, this session in particular. This I attended fully. I heard Bart. He's Bart. You know, there's a term which is very popular, hot topic these days is BARD, B-A-R-D. All of you must have heard of it. That is a Google AI tool. So people are taking help of it. So I want to congratulate Bart or Bard for all the systems he's doing. It's almost like an AI tool, which has the answers for many, many things. And I think Indian collaborators should make full use of this technology, what he's thrown on. In such a very, very small scale, they are doing the whole systems of the mushroom. So he has captured this, and India should take full use of it. And I hope to see many collaborations. I won't be here tomorrow, so I was overwhelmed, and I wanted to share a few thoughts. This conference has been great, an amazing conference, one of the best I attended in mushrooms. And they have done a tremendous job to put together such an amazing conference. And the whole credit goes to the team of the Shahid Rajguru College, a great team led by a very competent leader, Dr. Payal, Dr. Rekha and her team. Anurag, of course, is my student. I want to hats off to his efforts and things. I just wanted to tell a few things about Anurag. That was year 1987. I got appointed in Delhi University and my job was to establish a microbiology department. There was no microbiology in Delhi University at that point in time. So I was one of the teachers. I was not the sole teacher. There were two more colleagues of mine who were given this responsibility to start a microbiology department. And that is how BSc honors in microbiology started in our college. So Anurag was my third year batch student. And I'm going down the memory lane and I'm trying to see what happened during that time. We were trying to build that facility, trying to build lab, trying to teach the students how to inoculate. I remember holding hand of Anurag, telling him how to inoculate. This is the stage where he has reached. He's now a full industrialist. It makes me very happy. I just want to put 3 students whom I caught very young, 87 batch. Deepak Nilani. So this was just a batch of 6 students. And Deepak's a Spartan. So I was teaching 3 subjects at that time, biotechnology, virology, and mycology. I take just 3 examples, 3 students. Biotechnology, Deepak Nilani went on to do his PhD with Dr. Sahni at IMTech, and he developed a technology, what we call a streptokinase, which was developed in the US to, dissolve the clots, what we have in coronary heart diseases. So he developed a blockbuster with his guide and went on very successfully, and this technology sold like anything. So that was the commercial part of it. He is now a professor, full-fledged professor at the Purdue University in the US. My second student, whom I want to recall, was Sanjay Fogart. I taught him virology, of course I taught to all these students. There was a difference. He stood out among all the students. He went on to rub shoulders with Robert Gallo, I think you must be knowing, who deserved a Nobel Prize, though he didn't get it, for discovering HIV. So much was his interest in virus research, and he used to come to me and he said, "Sir, aapne jo virology padhaya, that has taken me that far." He rubbed shoulders with Rob Gallo, worked with him, and then joined the SmithKline-Beecham Group, GSK, Sanofi, and he is at the top. He is the CEO of at Sanofi right now. And I've just heard that he moved to GSK. Coming to mycology, where did I score in that? So my report card is Anurag. I taught him mycology, and he was a gem. These 3 students whom I am mentioning you, this is the whole class is sitting in front of me. And remember, a teacher looks in the eyes of every student. No one is going to be missed out. These 3 students that I just talked about, they had that sparkle in their eyes when I was teaching them. I could see that thing in the eyes, and I knew that these 3 students are going to do big. And I'm very, very happy for Anurag. My full compliments to him. तुमने मुझे पूरी पूरी दक्षिणा दे दी. I'm so happy, and he is a very humble student. He still maintains that Guru Shishya Parampara that we have in our country, which we are so proud of. Thank you, Anurag, so much. And the whole team of the mycology. My wife is also a mycologist, so she did her PhD in the same lab where Dr. Payal was trained, Payal Mago, and many the top mycology teachers in the Delhi University were my wife's colleagues. Dr. Surinder, who is the principal of the Khalsa College, same lab. Then Dr. Payal Magu, as I mentioned, and then Rajni Gupta, who's at the Kirurimal College, she has written a textbook on mycology. So that was my second love, you can say mycology, and still I have a great love for this subject. My first love is virology, but I have a great love for this, and for the love I bear of the mycology. So again, I want to really congratulate the whole team, and Dr. Rekha and her team for putting up this show, and I wish them all the success in future endeavors. I want them to take this torch, be a torch bearer, and spread the knowledge of mycology in this country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much for your exceptionally encouraging words about the session and the conference as well. And we are very highly delighted to know more about Anurag Saxena ji today from the days he was a student, and he is really made you proud and we all proud at this juncture of life by coming to the level of expectations you had in your opinion at that time. Thank you very much, sir. So any more questions? We can take the questions, or we can close the session on a very good note that this session of vibrant people on my left and right, and I am very thankful to chair this session and hope for a nice day tomorrow at the concluding session of this India Mushroom Summit. Thank you very much.
Mr. Stuart Whitehall. Mr. Anurag Saxena. Mr. Daniel. Mr. Otzwa.
Hello, I am with Mr. Stuart Whitehall, who is the founder of NutriGain from UK. So let me talk to him and know that how was the experience in India National India Mushroom Summit 2023. Please tell me the experience about this, sir.
It's been very good. This is actually my first time in India. I've never been in India before. I was invited here by Anurag Saxena, and yeah, I found it has been very, very good to have a first international event here. Very good speakers, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of young people here, which is very positive, because this industry is going to grow a lot in the next 10 years. I can see that. And to have a lot of young people coming into the industry is very positive. So I think it's very good.
Where do you see India after down the line 5 years? Where do you see India?
It can only grow, for sure, yes. It can only grow, yeah. I was told today by somebody that you have a very big increase in your middle class economy, yeah. And it's even bigger than, say, for example, the size of most European countries.
Okay. So, actually, yeah.
Go on.
Tell me, go ahead.
So yeah, I can only see it's going. I can only see you're going to have big growth over here.
Okay. As I guess I can see that there's a lot of people out there, right? So how was their experience about the people of India? I mean, economy. Actually, we have crossed 4 trillion. Economy we have touched. All right. So how do you think that India will grow in the next 5 years, or next 8 years, or in the next 20 years? How do you see that?
Well, I think one of the speakers said it's going to increase by a trillion per year. So I think there's going to be a lot of growth here for sure. Yes, and obviously anything to do with food, including mushrooms, will grow with that.
Always welcome to you in India. Welcome again, and you can come back later next year maybe. I hope so.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for talking with the Star India Radio.
Okay, thank you.
नमस्कार, अरुण गुप्ता जी हमारे साथ हैं, जो कि एक बिजनेसमैन है। आइए इनसे बात करते हैं, जानते हैं एक्सपीरियंस के बारे में इनके।
मैं एक्चुअली मशरूम की लाइन में लास्ट 45 ईयर से हूँ और बड़े उतार चढ़ाव देखें, बट आज की डेट में मशरूम की लाइन, एक पहली बात तो है कि मशरूम एक हेल्थ फूड है और अपनी कंट्री में बहुत पॉपुलर है। ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोग मशरूम कंजम्पशन बहुत तेज़ी से बढ़ रही है और कंजम्पशन बढ़ेगी तो हम प्रोडक्शन भी और करेंगे, क्यों नहीं करेंगे, डिमांड भी बढ़ेगी, प्रोडक्शन भी करेंगे। हमारा भी वही टारगेट है। मशरूम को बोलते हैं प्रोटीन फॉर लाइफ एंड बीइंग हेल्थ फूड, हेल्दी इंडिया बने। हमारी कंट्री में मिडिल क्लास बहुत बड़ी है। अब ये मिथ है कि मशरूम एक्सपेंसिव है, और वेजिटेबल के प्राइसेस देख लीजिए, मशरूम एक्सपेंसिव नहीं है और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा बहुत पॉपुलर हो रहा है और हम बहुत प्रोडक्शन करेंगे।
सर, आपका प्लांट कहाँ पर है, मतलब कहाँ से आपका बिजनेस ज़्यादा होता है?
बेसिकली मैं देयर आर 5 डिफरेंट मशरूम फार्म्स इन इंडिया, उनका प्रोडक्शन का रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी मेरा है, बट मेरा सबसे बड़ा प्लांट रायपुर छत्तीसगढ़ में है, जहाँ पर हम आज की डेट में 20 टन मशरूम पर डे उगा रहे हैं और मेरे ख्याल फरवरी तक हम 25 टन तक पहुँच जाएंगे। हमारी अपनी स्पॉन लैब भी है वहाँ पे और आई थिंक वी आर डूइंग वेरी वेल।
इंडिया मशरूम समिट में आप स्पीकर भी थे, तो कैसा रहा एक्सपीरियंस यहाँ का?
यहाँ हम उस युग में रह रहे हैं जब डेवलपमेंट इतनी रैपिडली होता है और ये बहुत ज़रूरी है कि इन कॉन्फ्रेंसेस का सबसे बड़ा एडवांटेज ये है कि पूरे वर्ल्ड में किस कॉर्नर में हमारी लाइन में क्या डेवलपमेंट हुआ हमको पता तो लग जाता है। वो बहुत ज़रूरी है सर्वाइव करने के लिए, और सर्वाइव ही क्यों, अपनी खुशी के लिए। हमको लगता है कि नहीं यार, हम जिस युग में रह रहे हैं बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग युग है। कोई भी फील्ड ले लीजिए, इतना फास्ट डेवलपमेंट हो रहा है, एंजॉय भी कर रहे हैं और ग्रो भी कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि ग्रोथ तो रुकनी नहीं चाहिए किसी भी एज में, किसी भी स्टेज पे ग्रोथ नहीं रुकनी चाहिए।
आपके भविष्य के लिए बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। धन्यवाद स्टार इंडिया रेडियो से बात।
थैंक यू।
इंडिया मशरूम समिट जो आयोजित हो रहा है पटेल चेस्ट में, दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी कैंपस, नॉर्थ कैंपस में, उनमें मिल्की वे के फाउंडर हमारे साथ हैं मिस्टर अनुराग सक्सेना जी। आइए उनसे बात करते हो, जानते एक्सपीरियंसेस क्या रहे हैं यहाँ पे जो समिट हुआ उसका। सर, सबसे पहले तो आपका स्वागत है हमारे चैनल में।
थैंक यू
सो मच सर। सर, जैसे यहाँ पे आप मेन स्पीकर में थे और आप मिल्की वे के फाउंडर भी हैं, तो आपका एक्सपीरियंस कैसा रहा यहाँ पर?
बहुत अच्छा रहा। दिस इज़ अ वेरी गुड कॉन्फ्रेंस एंड वी आर हैप्पी दैट वी स्पॉन्सर्ड इट, और एक कम्युनिटी को साथ लाने का एक बहुत अच्छा एक एंडीवर था। हमारे लिए बहुत अच्छा है कि सारे लोग इकट्ठे आए एक प्लेटफॉर्म पे एंड मशरूम इंडस्ट्री को आगे लेकर जाएं।
मशरूम इंडस्ट्री ऑलरेडी इतनी बड़ी हो चुकी है, लास्ट 5-6 सालों में बहुत तेज़ी से बढ़ी है। जैसे पहले तो ऐसा कोई स्कोप था नहीं इसका, बहुत ज़्यादा लोगों में क्रेज़ भी नहीं था, स्कोप भी नहीं था। अभी बहुत तेज़ी से रैपिडली ग्रोइंग इंडस्ट्री है। तो इसमें फ्यूचर जो बिजनेसमैन होने वाले, एंटरप्रेन्योर होने वाले हैं, उनके बारे में आप कुछ संदेश देना चाहेंगे उनको?
मशरूम इंडस्ट्री बढ़ रही है, बट बहुत तेज़ी से नहीं बढ़ रही, और मशरूम ग्रोइंग इज़ ए वेरी वेरी ऑर्गेनाइज्ड बिजनेस। हमें उसमें कभी भी जाने के लिए बहुत सोच समझ के जाना चाहिए। वी शुड नॉट जंप कि भाई सब कर रहे हैं तो हम भी करें। हमें बहुत सोच समझ के जाना चाहिए। बहुत क्रिटिकल डिसीजन है ये कि आप इसको करने वाले हैं, तो बहुत सोच समझ के किसी कंसल्टेंट या किसी एक्सपर्ट की मदद लेके और फिर आपको इस बिज़नेस में एंटर करना चाहिए।
सर, अपने बारे में थोड़ा बताएं, कब से स्थापना हुई आपकी कंपनी की और यहाँ तक कैसे पहुँचे?
मैंने 1990 में सबसे पहली मशरूम ट्रेनिंग ली थी, वे बैक 33 ईयर्स बैक, और तब से इट वाज अ पैशन कि मैं मशरूम में रहूं। काफ़ी हमने एक्सपेरिमेंट्स किए, ग्रोइंग के एंड सब स्पॉन के एंड ऑल। फाइनली आई फाउंड कि स्पॉन बनाना इज़ अ गुड आइडिया, and from 1992 we are making spawn.
सो फ्यूचर के लिए आपको बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। स्टार इंडिया रेडियो से बात करने के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
थैंक यू।
इंडिया मशरूम समिट के पार्टिसिपेंट हमारे साथ हैं, 2 पार्टिसिपेंट हमारे साथ हैं। आइए उनसे उनके एक्सपीरियंसेस जानते हैं। सर, सबसे पहले तो स्वागत है आपका स्टार इंडिया रेडियो में। आपके एक्सपीरियंस क्या रहे यहाँ पे इंडिया मशरूम समिट जो 2023 का आयोजन हुआ है पटेल चेस्ट में, दिल्ली में, तो यहाँ पे क्या आपके एक्सपीरियंस रहे?
ये हमारा फर्स्ट एक्सपीरियंस है, ये समिट भी पहली बार हो रही है और यहाँ पे काफ़ी अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस रहा है, बहुत अच्छा सोशल इंटरेक्शन रहा है इंडस्ट्री लोगों के साथ। काफ़ी अलग अलग लोकेशन से, रांची से, केरला से, वाइजैक से, बहुत सारे मशरूम ग्रोअर्स से मिलने का, उनसे बात करने का मौका मिला है और हमें पोलैंड का, नेदरलैंड्स का मशरूम फार्मिंग टेक्नोलॉजी कैसा है, उधर के क्या मशीन्स यूज़ होते हैं, उनके फैनकॉम जैसे कंपनीज से रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स आए हैं और उन्होंने दिखाया है उनके मशीनरी किस लेवल पे काम करती हैं और उन्होंने हमारे प्रॉब्लम्स को भी समझा है। तो ये इंटरेक्शन हमारे लिए बहुत ही अच्छा रहा है।
आपका मैडम कैसा एक्सपीरियंस रहा?
पहले तो आई वांट टू टेल अ बिट अबाउट माई सेल्फ। 2 साल से हम मशरूम ग्रो कर रहे हैं एंड इट्स अ नीश इंडस्ट्री, सो दिस इज़ वन ऑफ अ काइंड कॉन्फ्रेंस, तो जहाँ पे सब मशरूम फेलो ग्रोअर से मिलने का मौका मिला। इट्स अ कम्युनिटी, इट्स अ चांस फॉर अस टू कनेक्ट एंड नेटवर्क, सो इट्स अ वेरी ग्रेट इनिशिएटिव टेकन बाय अनुराग सर एंड आई होप वी डू दिस अ लॉट मोर। नेक्स्ट ईयर भी मिले, हम बात करें और नेटवर्क आगे बढ़ता रहे, मशरूम्स और पॉपुलर हो जाए इंडिया में। सो
थैंक यू सो मच मैम, थैंक यू।